let's use a new brand to me, and I've actually never seen anyone talk about them before. They're called Vhues. It is Vhues. They reached out to me on Instagram, and it is a sustainable, vegan, and cruelty-free brand, I believe based out of Canada. And yeah, they sent me one of their foundations. It is a little dark, but I'll make it work. I am a little bit tan right now, still pretty fair. And then they also sent me a liquid eyeshadow. Okay, so I gotta pick out some of the products, and they're gonna send me 2 other foundation shades and concealer and some lip products. But look how beautiful it's in the shade Rosy. Shifty and beautiful, like that's so pretty. And then concealer sent me also their gel liner. It's a black gel liner, and then also their sponge, which I have used. I just turned 33 yesterday, and I have oily eyelids, but I have dry skin. I also have sensitive skin. So let's get into this. Like I said, it's a little bit, some of these are a little bit dark, but I like supporting smaller brands. So that's all I'm gonna be using today, actually. And the other brands that I'm using, I'm gonna put in my description box and just not say them because, you know, this is not sponsored either. They were just sent to me for review, but I'm excited to use them. So I'm gonna try the I'm gonna use the concealer. I've used this twice, and I mixed it yesterday. And I'll put all the shades and everything down below and all the information. Brand owner is super, super sweet. All I have right now on is the e.l.f. sunscreen, this untouchable sunscreen. And yeah, as you can see, it's a little dark for me, but they're a newer brand, like I said. And you can also, they have a program where you can try it for, I believe, the foundation 15 days. I'll put more details on the screen and down below. Yeah, you can try some of the products for 15 days, get some money off, and if you don't like it, you can always send it back. The owner, like I said, was very, very sweet, open to criticism. I didn't have any issues with this foundation. It's, I think, supposed to be a little bit more radiant. I did not wet the sponge, but as you can see, it is a little dark for me. But I would say I'm more oily neutral, more olive neutral, but I usually wear neutral. I like neutral foundations. I'm not cool toned at all, but I wouldn't say I'm like super warm. I don't know how the lighting is looking right now. I have a blackout thing here, and I'm forever working on my background. I was born in the summer, so my daughter is on her tablet. Yes, screens. But it feels really, really smooth. It's kind of like the Polite Society foundation. I wore this, I mixed it yesterday for my birthday, where I went out with some friends. I don't see any dryness. I don't use filters. It's just, it is a little, it doesn't look too dark, but as you can see, a little dark. But I took it down my neck yesterday, and I mixed it with the Polite Society foundation yesterday. But I prefer a light to medium coverage. I do like coverage under my eyes. As you can see, I have some darkness, but I really like that I mixed it yesterday. I like my freckles to show. I don't like looking like I have a mask. You can build this up, but just evens out everything. And then we'll do the concealer. I usually don't do my face first, but it's fine. Okay. You can see a little dark, but it's okay. Breaking out a little bit. It's that also time, if you know what I mean. Came late because I got COVID, but I'm not with child or anything. Obviously, or else I wouldn't have gotten it. And I learned from Kiki, who owns Salt New York, eating a dry sponge is not, you know, off. It's not bad. Here's my set up close and personal. Just on my phone. I try to do this more. They don't do the best on my channel, but I don't know. Just trying to post more. I'm in a good headspace mentally, but I'm only basically filming on the weekends because I barely have time. I didn't use any primer. You could. It's not like looking, it's looking more natural, which I do like. As you can see, there's some glow, which could be from the sunscreen. I curled my hair yesterday. Let me know if you know, if you have any recommendations for, yeah, it's a little dark, but not too bad, for frizzy products. Some of these are, you know, breakage, but I curled it with just like a loose, whatever, one of those wand things, because I used one of those wavers and I did not like it. I'm just gonna use a setting powder, but it's not looking, I have fine lines, again, 33 over here. You see, I don't want to look fake. I could use a color corrector, but I'm just gonna show you. And then I'm gonna put an eyeshadow primer on, which highly recommend if you want to cover up your veins, as well as you want to, if you want to, which I'm running out of this eyeshadow primer, but find one that works for you. It's trial and error. But once you find one, I recommend setting it, especially if you're going to use liquid shadows. But if you have dry eyelids, maybe, you know, you don't have to. I've never been able to just use concealer as a primer. I need an actual eyeshadow primer, and then I need to set it. And I want to say set it and forget it, but that's not true. Set it and then put, you know, if you want to put an eyeshadow on top, you can use a loose setting powder, you can use a pressed setting powder, you can use whatever foundation, you know, a powder foundation, a skin tone color, skin tone eyeshadow, or whatever, white, if you want, you know, if you're doing pastels and you want them to really pop, whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. I've had this brush forever and ever and ever from Eco Tools, but I use my setting powder, or like I said, eyeshadow, but it's my skin tone. Make sure you get all of the creases out, just like when you're setting anything, especially your concealer. And then I use a big brush so that I don't have to, I don't know, spend so much time. If you want to hit pan on eyeshadows too, this is how you can hit pan on it. Whoa, I used a little too much in one of my hair. I'm a professional, can't you tell? Well, it's because this is a mess and I was trying to mix some powders. And then I'm gonna put, oh my god. I'm gonna put an eyeshadow on, and then I'll do the liquid shadow, and then we'll do the liner. All right, I used one shade from the Nomad Cosmetics Beachy and Peachy, and then I used what was like the green, and then I used the Cosmic Brushes, the Lovers palette, and then now I'm going to use the liquid eyeshadow in Rosy. Hopefully this does not crack. Not this liquid shadow, but a lot of powders have been cracking on me. I was just having a good old time. Look at that.
Mommy.
Yeah. What?
Mama, I'm hungry.
Okay, what do you want to eat?
I want food.
Okay, 1 second.
It's Thursday.
All right. I'm going to use a brush to get really precise. Usually don't, but this is why I do my eyes first. I don't know how people do face first. Look at that. You can put like a shadow underneath too. And one of the things I love about multi-chromes and duochromes is they look different over what you put underneath it. Or you can just have it be like sheer, whatever. And I think it is so pretty. Or even like as a liner. I did like a duochrome liner yesterday on top of the black, and I thought that was really, really fun. And then I recommend blending out a little bit with the shadows you used before, and then setting it with translucent powder. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. All right, let's see how this turns out. I'm not the best at wings. I usually do shadow wings, but I have been liking this gel liner from Vhues. I used to use like an angle brush. I have smaller ones, and then little product. And then what I do is, but first I line as close to my lashes as possible. I have hooded lids, so I don't have a lot of room. And sometimes I go all the way in, sometimes I don't. And then you can sharpen, you know, there, and then I go, usually I try to make it, it's hard to talk. Make a line small because this can get out of hand. And this is lots of trial and error. Liquid liner, I'm not as good at. I'm gonna finish this up and I'll be right back. But I really like this black liner a lot. And I hope they come out with more colors. All right, and here is the final look. Very glowy, but oh, so pretty. Okay, you can use different bases. You can just do a one eyeshadow look, which I don't really do. I don't always do, I mean, I don't usually do this, but if I have time, it's fine to play with color. I'm just gonna be staying home today. Makeup washes off. I know this looks like kind of clownish, but I like my blush. I like my glow. I like trying new brands. I like trying new products, but I also shop my stash every week. So those are gonna be videos I'm gonna do every week. I'm gonna try to post. I'm going to post a shop my stash video. I don't know what day of the week's gonna go on. I wanted to do Tuesdays, but this is not my full-time gig, obviously, if you can tell by my views. But yeah, thank you so much Thank you so much to Vhues for sending me products and being so sweet and kind. I don't get a lot of PR. I don't get contacted by a lot of brands, but I only will support, promote, buy from, and advertise or talk about cruelty-free and vegan brands, unless I say I'm not buying from that brand because they're not cruelty-free and they don't have vegan products. I focus on shopping your stash, cruelty-free and vegan brands. I got some gift cards for Quint for my birthday, so I will be doing like a try-on haul and maybe some thrift with me's, or you know, looking in your closet. Again, I don't want to promote buying new things. If you are, you know, in the need, or you want to try a new foundation or a new concealer, or you want to try a new brand, cool. You know, treat yourself. I'm not gonna say don't treat yourself, but there's a difference between trying things and buying things to treat yourself and just overconsumption. I don't want to promote overconsumption, buying things that you're not going to wear, or buy things that you don't need, but they're just pretty, or you feel like you need it, but you don't. It's a want, not a need. Which makeup, you don't need makeup, but I like wearing makeup and I want to wear makeup. Don't feel like you need to, or I don't know. Somebody said what did they say? I was calming. I don't think I'm calming, but if you do, that's great. If I'm calming to you, I don't think I'm calming, but I also can listen to people who talk really, really fast and go off on tangents and ADHD all over the place here. I also like promoting women, moms, parents, having fun and not losing themselves. I've been a mom for 7 years, and I definitely had some instances and times where I did lose myself, and this is me showing myself self-love, self-care, doing something for myself. And that is, you need to do, no matter what your gender is, no matter what your circumstances are, you need to do something for yourself. I guess this is my hobby.
I need to go, right?
Yes. Anyway, like, subscribe, and let me know products that you've been loving.